Hi, my name is Jenna Dolce, and I chose the topic Fashion Forward AI and the Future of Style. I decided to choose this topic because out of all the options available, I felt I was personally the most interested in this one. I was curious to see what was already out there when it comes to fashion and AI. I used ChatGPT to create the background image for this slide because I wanted to highlight humans and intertwine with AI. So to start, AI is already transforming the fashion industry. According to source one from Forbes, it's being used for personalization, automation, and trend prediction, helping brands make more data-driven decisions in design, production, and marketing. However, this also raises questions about creativity, originality, and the role of humans in fashion. Personally, I think AI is really exciting, but I'm also interested in whether it will enhance creativity or start to replace it. For my AI element, I chose to use Canva's video generation on this slide because it's really good at producing models, which is also something to consider for AI and modeling. For this slide, I used an article from Vogue that focused on environmental concerns in fashion. It states that AI can help reduce clothing waste by improving demand forecasting so that they only produce what they need. But the use of AI also raises environmental concerns. Running the amount of technology that a company typically needs requires a lot of energy and resources. Personally, I think demand forecasting is a really helpful tool, but I don't think it outweighs the environmental impact. I think humans can use data to create a demand forecast just as well as AI can. It just might take humans a little bit longer. I use Canva to generate this image of neat clothes on one side and a pile of waste on another side. I think it helps, I think it's a good visual and to show the good and bad when it comes to fashion. So for this slide, I used LIN blog posts about AI and customer personalization. It said that AI helps improve customer experience with virtual try before you buy tools, which allows brands to better match products to individual preferences. However, these tools can also raise privacy concerns since they rely on collecting data. Personally, I've used AI try-on tools and I'm not crazy about them. I feel like they're inaccurate and kind of choppy. So for this visual, I used Adobe Firefly to create like a virtual try before you buy tool. For this slide, I use an article from Instituto Marangoni that talks about AI and creativity in fashion. It says that AI can help speed up the processes like trend analysis and design development, but the results are usually more predictable and less original. I think it's a powerful tool, but won't replace human creativity. AI instead should be used as a support tool because the human touch is what makes fashion unique. I decided to use Suno to create a short song about fashion, how AI can't replace how AI can't replace the human touch in fashion.
And trace my patterns, scan every seam I made, count the stitches, name the shades. But you can't feel my grandma's dress, and with trembling hands, you can't taste the tears in the thread. You can't code a crooked hem that I chose on purpose. Can't teach a scream the way my good twists when a stranger tries this song and stands a little taller. You can copy and plan, but the spark stays in the thread in my hands.
So that was that. So now for this slide, I focus on the relationship between AI and fashion designers. According to an article by Fashion Insta, AI is not likely to replace designers because creativity requires human intuition, cultural understanding, and original thinking. Instead, AI mainly helps with technical tasks and speeds up the design process. Personally, I think this highlights that AI works best as a tool rather than a replacement. It can make designers more efficient, but the creativity and meaning behind fashion still comes from humans. I use Canva AI to generate this split screen image of a human fashion designer hard at work on the left-hand side and an AI fashion designer on the right-hand side. For this slide, I used a Time article that talks about how AI is accelerating fast fashion. Companies like Shein use AI to quickly analyze customer data and respond to trends almost instantly, which allows them to produce large amounts of clothing at a faster rate. This can help increase efficiency, but it also encourages overproduction and higher consumption. Personally, this makes me question whether AI is actually helping sustainability or just making fast fashion worse by speeding everything up more. I used Canva AI to create a video for this slide because it felt like fast fashion was a visual topic. Large amounts of clothing are created and wasted daily. For this assignment, I used ChatGPT, Adobe Firefly, Canva Video, Canva Image, and Suno. I learned how fast AI can take ideas and turn it into actual content, but I also faced some errors with accuracy and realism on a few platforms. Initially, if I was generating something and wasn't specific enough, I wasn't getting great results, which was frustrating too. So this screenshot is from Suno. I used the prompt to create a a short song about how AI can't replace human creativity in fashion design. And this is a screenshot from ChatGPT when I was creating my cover design, and I followed it up with remove the text so I can add my own. So one major ethical dilemma with AI in fashion industry is bias and the loss of creative control. AI is trained using public data on the internet, which means it can reinforce stereotypes or exclude certain people. At the same time, designers may feel like they're losing control over their creative vision because AI can alter outputs in ways that are hard to manage. Personally, I feel a little conflicted. While can definitely help make things faster, it also risks taking away the authenticity that makes fashion unique. I use Canva AI to generate an image of a half human design mannequin and half AI mannequin to show the tension. AI is part of my daily life, mainly through social media. Even if people don't realize it, AI is constantly working in the background to recommend content, influence ads, and shape trends. Personally, as someone who works in marketing, my perspective on AI has changed a lot. I used to think content success was more organic, but now I see how much AI is driving these decisions. I think AI is both a creative tool that can help with efficiency, but also something that can influence behavior and decision making more than I originally realized. I had ChatGPT create the visual for this slide. I wanted it to highlight how AI can shape social media feeds. To conclude, AI is clearly transforming fashion through things like personalization, sustainability, and speed. But based on the research, it still lacks true creativity, which is why it works best as a tool instead of a replacement. Moving forward, I think it's important for brands to balance innovation with authenticity so human creativity isn't lost. Thank you.